Family, what's up? What's up? How's everybody doing tonight? It is Tuesday night. I appreciate you guys being here. Bama Football on YouTube, a nightcap edition, Summer Rain. I appreciate you guys rocking with me this morning, kicking it with me tonight. We got a lot of things to discuss tonight. It's going to be a good show on the nightcap. So let me know where you're watching from inside the comment box. And I have my morning shows and I get it. Some of you can make the morning shows. Some of you can make the night shows, whatever. It's all good. I appreciate you guys coming here to kick it. Honestly, person to person. All right. Let's give some shout outs real quick while everybody gets checked in. Let's see who is locked in tonight. We got Young C, of course. This has to be fixed though. Why is that down there? There we go. All right, Young C, what's up, man? Good to see you. FMC Clips, Twan coming to us from Naples. Daniel Adams, what's up, boy? Todd Tipton, good to see you, man. Dennis, good evening. Coming to us from New Hampshire? That's amazing. Josh Johnson, roll tide, man. Chad Kennedy checking in. Kevin Crawford is saying, let's go. All right, Mike out in Austin. Good to see you. Kaylin Childress, good to have you up in here. Robert Hell, Anna, good evening to you. Southern Red, good evening to you as well. Antoine, what's up, man? Pulling on in. Chuck, what's up, man? Kevin Crawford, shooting from the three. Dan Caraway up in the house. Chaston Bailey coming in. And it sounds like LR is coming in. Good crew for the nightcap. All right. Hey, what's up? Jake McAllister, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? Man, it was raining all day today in Tuscaloosa. This afternoon, finally, it cleared up. It has been the summer rain. Look, they said it was going to be the summer rain. So this is the summer rain, all right? All right, so tonight I want to talk about Tristen Keys. It's kind of a weird story that's been going on. Have you been following this? So he's the LSU commit, right? The number one player in the state of Mississippi, the number one wide receiver in the country. He was supposed to be here, this week? And then it was announced that Tristen Keys is no longer coming this week. Did you see this? Were you following this? Man. And the thing about it was, I think people were like, oh, man, he's chasing the bag. And who isn't chasing the bag, to be honest? I mean, come on. You think someone's really going for a good education? No. Pay me. So he's already sponsored by Adidas. So there's a lot of things going on right now. And so people were like, well, he's not coming because he's Adidas and Alabama's Nike. And they told him, don't come out here. And then Tristen Keys told Bama recruits on X that they want him to come, that the coaches want him to come during the season. I haven't even really been talking about Tristen Keys because, number one, he's committed somewhere else, right? And I think like a prospect of this caliber, he's going to get what he's going to want to get. And I just been calling and following the wide receivers that have already been rolling through. So it's interesting. I guess they want him to come back during the season. Look, you're not going to turn away a prospect that's just next door, right? Mississippi. I'm telling you, Mississippi has been pumping out some talent. This guy's a monster. So I guess it's not over. If he still wants to come back for the season, come back. So we'll track that. But that was something that just kind of popped up in the afternoon window like a thunderstorm. It's interesting to watch, though, because this guy, 6'2", 6'3", 190, number one wide receiver in the country, number 5 player in the overall country. I know JTL is inside the comment box somewhere. He's an LSU fan. He's always in here. We'll see if he stays committed. Do you think he just stays committed to LSU, or do you think he ends up at Texas A&M? Texas A&M has been landing some big-time prospects as well. It's an arms race. Alabama's not broke by any means, but it has to make sense, right, for everybody. Okay, so we'll see what happens with Tristen Keys. Just interesting to talk about. because guy's an absolute baller, right? I mean, go get paid, man. Do your thing. Tonight, let's see. We got Jett Thomalla. That's what we'll be talking about. That'll be kind of the meat of the show, right? Flips from Iowa State to Alabama. Kevin Crawford's pointing back about Tristen Keys saying people saying Tennessee. I can see that. Yeah, he was just there. Makes sense. Kamari Brooks, right? Defensive lineman, has a commitment date. It's coming up here in June between Alabama and Georgia. Jordan Edmonds. This was some big news this morning. Jordan Edmonds out of Georgia, the corner, the 5-star corner, said that he's not going to Georgia. I thought out of all the news, like if I had to rank the news headlines today, I would go Jett Thomalla flipping, and then I would go with Jordan Edmonds no longer visiting Georgia, and then I would say the whole Tristen Keys stuff. But I think that this Jordan Edmonds not visiting Georgia, considering he's from the state and he's not going there, that's monumental news. I need to do another little video on that. Alabama's now ranked 10th. I need to update that. They're not. They moved up 2 spots, landing their quarterback, right? Brandon Arrington down to Texas A&M and Oregon. And he was just here. I mean, look. Texas A&M and Oregon, what do you think about when you hear those 2 programs? Championship caliber teams? Or programs that have, mega cash? And who will be next to commit? I guess now that's the same question. Who's next after Jett? Who do you think after Jett? I didn't anticipate Jett to flip today. I didn't see that on anybody's radar. I was lucky that we were live and then we were able just to cover it. Sincere Johnson's committing on the 19th. I've heard Ohio State for Sincere Johnson. Would make sense. The guy's from Ohio. And then we've talked about this a couple times. Alabama offered Trent Seaborn out of Thompson, the 2027 quarterback, right? All right, next segment sponsored by our good friends at Sonic West, Memphis, Arkansas, Marion, Arkansas, where I-55 and I-40 meet. Go check them out. If you're in Arkansas doing your thing, tell them Kyle Henderson of Bama Football of YouTube sent you. See if we get 5 super chats up in the house today. 5. Can we get 5 tonight? 5 super chats tonight? Someone keep track. 5 super chats. We still got this rolling right now. Today, this is the raffle. We'll do the pinwheel tomorrow. Bama_YouTube, Cash App, Bama YouTube. I got Patriot Life, Randall Lard, Joe Crooms, Southern Red, Alex Wilder, Joseph Stevenson. So your chances of getting the pinwheel in this sweatshirt still high. So if you want to jump in the pinwheel, Cash App, Bama YouTube, Bama_YouTube on Venmo. Earlier today, Jett Thomalla is your quarterback from the class of 2026. Now, we had been tracking really 4 quarterbacks that were going to, that Alabama was looking at, including recently Bryson Beaver, right? You had Taden Kawa out of Utah, but he's from Hawaii. And then you had Matt Ponatowski. It seemed like Ponatowski was a little bit more baseball to me. But all those guys were on the radar in terms of being a quarterback, and it ends up being Jett Thomalla. Now, I had no intel on this. I think that when he came over here during his official visit, I think it's 24/7 who has a story with him, he was blown away. And the expectations of coming here to Alabama, I mean, look, Iowa State is one program, but it's not Alabama, right? It's just not. I mean, there's no 2 ways to talk about it. I mean, Ames and Tuscaloosa, not even remotely close in the pride and tradition and where the 2 programs are at, right? It's just not. And I think you had to get a quarterback over here. And let's be honest about this. Let's be honest. When you're talking about Jett Thomalla coming here, this young man has to understand that the main man, the franchise player, is here. The franchise player is here. Okay? You have 2 franchise players that you have gone all in from $1 million standpoint. Can you name them? Can you name the 2? Ryan Williams is one of them, and Keelan Russell is the other. Keelan Russell is the guy, okay? Now, is he going to start this year? Looks like it's going to be Ty Simpson, and we love that. But don't get it twisted. The main man and the franchise player here is Keelan Russell. So the quarterback that was going to commit in this class has to understand that, yo, Keelan Russell's going to be here for some time, and I'm going to compete against him. I'm going to get developed by Ryan Grubb. I'm going to, you know, sit back and wait for my opportunity. But exactly, Daniel's right. He's the crown jewel. Keelan Russell's the crown jewel. So Jett's, you know, Jett and his parents and, you know, whoever else, they understand that. And credit him for not being scared of competition. And competition, as you know, only makes things better. The people who shy away from competition, they're not competitors. You don't have that competitive spirit if you don't want to come and, you know, get developed and wait your turn, right? So we're looking at the scouting report, and I'll play his highlights in just a second. We're talking about Jett Thomalla, 6'5". One of the common themes that I've seen with this staff is they're going after quarterbacks that do have some height, right? A lot of height, really. I mean, what is Keelan Russell 6'4"? I think he's 6'4". You have Jett Thomalla, who's 6'5". You have Austin Mack, who's 6'7", right? I mean, these are taller quarterbacks that can see the field, and that's by design. I don't think they're just randomly picking quarterbacks that are a certain height. I think that is some of the criteria that they want, right? 6'5", I guess he's 205 pounds or whatever. They could add more weight. We've seen kind of what they've been able to do with Keelan Russell, right? Really good pocket presence. The sidestep, when pressure's coming, he has an ability to extend plays. I'm going to show you his highlights in just a second. You're going to love him. 3,600 yards last year, 47 touchdowns, just 3 interceptions. That's a hell of a ratio. Almost 70% completion percentage. And really good across the middle of the field. So let me ask you before I go for my next slide, and now that you've had a little bit of time to digest on this, what's your excitement level on a scale of 1 to 10 for Jett Thomalla being committed? Scale of 1 to 10, Jett Thomalla being committed to Alabama as the newest member of class of 2026. I think I'm going to stay with like a 7.5. That's what I said earlier today. And that's in no way, you know, a knock. I think some people, you know, might be like, man, he's not like the 5-star, the #1 guy. I'm not worried about that. Josh is in here with a 5. Mike G saying 6.5, 6. Okay. Joe Crooms is saying 8. It's kind of all, I mean, right now we're kind of floating around like a 7. If I had to average those numbers out. Okay, that's fair. Crimson Angel says, got to prove it on the field. All right. Let's look at the class of 2026, and then we'll play his highlights, okay? All right, so right now, go full screen. This screen is from On3, so if you want to just see this in its entirety, go to On3, and you can see the team rankings, where all the teams fall, all that stuff. Same thing with 24/7. I've said a long time, I use On3. It's just a little bit more aesthetically pleasing for me. So you got Jordan Edmonds, the 5-star, right? Out of Georgia, shut down things. You know, he's not going to Georgia for a visit. You got Zion Gibson, who's been all Alabama, right? In-state guy. You got Jamarian Matthews, right? Edge rushers, 215 pounds. You know, this is a huge pickup right here. I don't know if we're hyping this dude up enough. And then the next 4 commitments, you have Jett Thomalla, who jumped on board today. 4-star, right? The #1 player in the state of Nebraska. Sam Otu out of California. He's a 4-star as well. 6'5", 330 pounds. You have Chris Booker out of Atlanta. 6'3", 285 pounds. And then Kamarian Johnson out of Muscle Shoals, Alabama. So that's what the class looks like right now as of June 17th. And look, we've been following this the last, I don't know, couple of weeks or whatever. And we understand that these are just kind of the appetizers that, you know, next week and going into the 4th of July, it's going to be monumental in terms of kind of that summer rain, right? So that's what's coming our way. All right, so let's look at the highlights right now at Jett Thomalla. I'll put him full screen, and we can just look at him observe them together. Let me know what you think stands out. I'll do some commentary on the back. I watched them earlier today. You're gonna like what you see. So without further ado, let's play it right here. Remember, keep in mind, 6'5", and his ability to extend play is really impressive. Here he is. Pocket collapses, throws a nice touchdown to the outside left. All right, he's got 4 wide receivers on the field, able to extend plays right there. We've seen a lot of that from Ty Simpson, too, during his high school highlights. Gets hit, finds an open wide receiver. Very good play. Nice run after the catch for the big man. Dang, who's that wide receiver? All right, he's got a ton of wide receivers out here. Looking, progression, breaks down, finds an open wide receiver. Here he's displaying his arm strength. Damn, that was a hell of a throw. Okay, like that. He's got 5 wide receivers. 3-step drop. Nice big throw over the top in stride. Damn, that was a hell of a throw right there too. Shit. Damn, that was nice. Okay, 4 wide receivers, twins to each side. Looking. Finds his wide receiver. That's a nice ball too. Okay, here comes pressure. Extends the play just a little bit and finds a receiver coming over the top for another touchdown. Trips to the left. Nice touch on the ball, floats it. Safety can't get there. First down. Shadow of his own end zone. Big arm across the middle. Seam to the wide open wide receiver. He's good. Play action right here. Nice throw. His deep ball accuracy is legit. Okay, here he is. He's going to extend the play a little bit. He comes back. Doesn't throw it to his running back. Instead, he finds a wide receiver in the end zone. This time, look at that touch. Puts it only to where his wide receiver can catch it. Play action real quick. Could have gone over the middle, but he's going for the big touchdown, corner of the end zone. Moves his feet really well, finds an open wide receiver. First down. Here he is. Nice touch. Finds a wide open wide. Dude, this dude's tight, man. Okay, here he is extending plays. He could run a little bit too. Okay, not mad at it. Back to pass. Okay, I want a little bit more power on those throws right there, but that's okay. We could work on that. Pressure's coming. Slant over the middle for a touchdown. 6'5", 205. Here he is. Look at that. Nice placement. 3-step drop. Man, this guy's money. With his 3-step drop, he's got a hell of a placement. He can zip out the ball. Outside, that's a good throw right there. Very good. Nice ball. All right. Trips left. Yep. Really good. All right. Yeah. You know what? That was a good film. I really liked what I saw from his highlights. I really did. That was nothing really to complain about. Maybe there was, 1 or 2 throws that I think maybe you could kind of criticize, but maybe, Joe's right. That's why he's at the Elite 11 right now. By the way, I used to work for the Elite 11 in another lifetime. That was cool. No, he's a good kid, man. Very, very talented. That was very, very impressive. So wanted to show you his highlights. Here's some other commitment dates that we're tracking. We got Sincere Johnson coming up on the 19th, Xavier Crowell on the 26th, Xavier Griffin on the 29th, Brian Williams on the 1st, Cedarian Morgan on the 2nd, Booby Feaster on the 4th, Dry Edwards on the 5th, Brandon Arrington on the 5th, Malachi Lee on the 15th. I guess we'll take Matt Ponitowski out of there. We need Jet Washington, Nolan Wilson, and Tank Jones. As soon as we get those, I'll continue to update it. There might be a couple other guys that I'm tracking. Like I need to add Sutter, who I think is committing on the 26th as well. Same day as Xavier Crowell, right? So those are other names that we're tracking. So yeah, that's that's kind of where we stand tonight, and I think you're in a really good spot as an Alabama Crimson Tide football fan. I think you see all these other programs landing commitments. Everybody's going to get theirs, right? But I think right now, just stay with the quality that you have. You have 7 total commitments. You climb 2 spots with just 1 addition of a 4-star. Just imagine, what if on the 26th you get 2 commitments? Sutter, right? And then what if you get Xavier Crowell? Then you jump probably into the top 5 with just what? That would be 9 commitments. In that I mean, where do you go with 15 commitments? I'm telling you, I feel that at the end of the day, that this class is the worst case would be like top 5 class. We'd be griping about a top 5 class. The best case is probably the number 1 or number 2 class in the country. And I'm not mad about that at all. And you shouldn't be either. But thanks for kicking it with me tonight on the show. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Central Time. Hopefully we don't have news that breaks tonight, because I'm tired. But I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys supporting me as always. That was fun to break down the film. Jett Thomalla, absolutely baller. Welcome into the Alabama Crimson Tide. As news happens, I got you covered right here on Bama Football on YouTube, right? It's all about the quality for sure. And it's all about the Benjamins sometimes. All right, fam. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama on this fine Tuesday, June 17th. Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube.